Hey guys, so imagine you are the CEO of your company. You have money coming in and you have money coming out. Your company is failing at the moment. You're barely able to pay your workers and you don't have enough money to buy inventory to sell to your customers. How are you going to fix this problem? Well, you would have to identify what is causing the problem first, and you can only figure this out by investigating your numbers. What is affecting your profits? What are causing losses? How are you going to get back to positive cash flow? Say you have a business. You sell chickens to restaurants. You're selling each chicken for $5 and you are buying the chicken for $4 from the farmer, and it takes $2 to transport the chicken to the restaurant. Based off this scenario, for every transaction, you are in the negative by $1. You're in debt, but you keep telling yourself, I'm a business owner. Look, I've made $5. I made profits. You see, this is how most Americans handle their finances. Some of you are actually making decent money, but you're also wondering why at the end of each month, you don't have any money left over, and your credit card bill seems overwhelming. I've seen people who make a solid 6 figures be buried in debt. And I know people who live off barely above minimum wage and be debtless and have a surprising amount of savings and investments. You see, if you only realize that you can buy the chicken from the farmer John, who's cheaper for $3, raise the price to sell to the restaurant for $6, and reduce the transport costs by moving 5 or 10 chickens at once to $1 per chicken, you would be positive cash flow by $2. The point of this is, you may not be a business person, but you need to run your finances like a business owner, or else it won't be a mystery why your finances are failing. So let's look at it together. First, let's start with your assets and your liabilities. Fill out everything you own of value in the assets category. On this sheet, you can see all of the categories that can be considered assets. This includes the cash you have in your bank, the stocks that you may have, and any other item of value. Now, fill out all of your debts in the liabilities category. This could be your credit card balance, your car loan, your home loan, or your student loan. And you may be wondering, why do I have to fill this out? What purpose will this have? Let me give you an example of why this is important. Again, you're trying to fix your business here. So let's say you have a car loan for $20,000 at 9% interest. At the same time, you have a stock investment of $20,000 that makes 5% per year. As a business owner, what would give you the best results in 5 years? Well, you're paying 4% more interest on the car loan, so wouldn't it be better for you to just sell your stocks and pay off your car loan? This scenario is an example of why we have to put this in the equation. So if you look down, you'll see your net worth, which for some of you, it may be tough to look at, but it's a first and necessary step in changing your financial circumstances. Don't worry guys, when I first did this, I was negative several hundred thousands of dollars. It's sobering, but stay faithful one baby step at a time and you'll see those numbers improve. By the way, before you go on to the next section, please do the practical steps. We want to be doers and not just hearers, so let's just get it done before we move on. Okay, second, now we have to track your company's expenses. And when I say expenses, I am talking all of your expenses. Don't hide any expenses from your spouse. Don't lie to yourself or your spouse, as it will only sabotage your efforts here. Expenses from your debit and credit card accounts, and even your Venmo. And put down all of your expenses in the various categories on the last month's tab. If you don't know which category, scroll over to the category tab and it'll further explain which categories you should put it in. You always have the miscellaneous category, but try to use that as a last resort. Okay, now add your income. If you have multiple streams of income, you could put it on there. And hey, if you're ready to get out of debt, we may have to get creative with multiple streams of income, but that will come next. Now that you've put it all down, how does it look? Don't like what you see? It's normal. Very, very normal, so don't freak out. It's time now to fix the business. Let's create a spending plan, which thus will help you write your budget. If you go to the spending plan tab, fill out the current spending column and you can use the total expenses you wrote down in each category. Once you've done that, look at the spending plan percentage tab and you can see a guideline of where you should be per category. Now create a new budget based off where you should be via the percentage guide. You can start to see which categories you are off in and where you need to make adjustments. Lastly, you need to create a budget. head on over to the monthly budget tab. Here, you're going to give yourself a dollar limit to every category. You need to have a plan for every dollar. If you plan to save or plan to pay off a debt, you need to plan it. Put a number to it, and I don't care how much it hurts. Even if it's $3 extra beyond your minimum payment, you need to have integrity and do what you set for yourself to do. If you plan on saving, you need to put a number to it every single month and transfer that money into your savings account. Whatever you do, do not compromise. Get into the habit of compromising, and your brain will be professionally trained to compromise. And these bad habits are hard to break. Now that you have a budget and a spending plan, now it gets super fun, guys. Now you are going to figure out two things: how you're going to increase your income, and don't say you can't do it. We're going to figure this out together. Even if you have to start a GoFundMe or do car washes every single weekend, doesn't really matter. We're going to figure out how we're going to get there rather than if we're going to get there. And or the second way is we are going to figure out how to cut our expenses. This doesn't mean you have to necessarily just eat beans and rice, even though it may be appropriate in seasons. It just means you're going to optimize every category one expense at a time. For example, when I first budgeted, I couldn't believe how much expenses I had. I had to cut all my extraneous expenses. Yes, but I also called all of my recurring expenses for my must-have items like my internet company or my phone company, and I negotiated with them all and reduced my expenses by over 30%, some of them over 50%, just by threatening to leave. Guys, we can get creative here. There are so many ways to save money, and honestly, it gets fun after a while. Change your expense item orange, which means it needs optimizing. Once you feel you fully optimized the category on your budget, then turn it green. You see, now you are running a real business, a profitable business. You are actually progressing rather than being oblivious to your business. You are on a journey. You'll feel like you're improving every day. And if you want to experience freedom, a fresh boost of energy, go on this journey. It's going to be daunting because your debt may be insurmountable, but watch how God comes through as you stay obedient to one baby step at a time. Don't think about tomorrow, think about right now, and just do the best with what you have to tackle for the day. You will make mistakes, and you will make miscalculations. Emergency expenses will come up, but you will go to sleep, wake up, and it's a new day, and you will do better. I hope this is encouraging, guys. Schedule right now on your Google Calendar on the first of each month to do your budgets. Do not skip, do not compromise. Get accountability if you find yourself not staying consistent. Don't get in the habit of compromising and failing. The habit can get so strong that you could bury yourself in a big enough ditch where it can actually be too late. So let's all get out of debt completely, and let's be wildly generous by teaching this to others and or by giving through your abundance. Take care.